What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the After Action Report for the Black Order versus Defenders game, in which Troop just absolutely bodied me in so many ways possible with a very off-brand Black Order list. So the final score for anyone coming into this one, it was 17 to 17 to 10.
Yeah.
It was a very close game until round 4.
Yes.
And then Spidey getting dumpstered by a car basically changed the trajectory of everything, and Valkyrie failing to do stuff over here.
She did a good job, but she didn't do a good enough job.
If I'd gotten that flurry off.
Yes.
If I'd gotten that flurry off, it would have been a very different game.
Yep.
Because I wouldn't have had to throw anything, and yeah. So it was disappointing, but it's a dice game, right? It happens. Some crazy things. Neither of us took a really optimized list, nope. I don't think, in this particular case. And I don't even think the dice were particularly unkind in a lot of... Except for the Daredevil roll, where he rolled 6 defense and not a single success.
That was not expected.
I think that was the only roll that made me look at it and go, like, wait, what? What just happened here?
Yeah, that was very unusual.
Everything else, I feel like, it was very even rolls, I think, otherwise.
Yeah, we had some little upsets, but they were usually met with equal good defense. So.
Yeah. No, overall, I think it was a very interesting game. I absolutely loved Strange's last baller move of just walking in and just like, nuts to you, Thanos.
Just tear Thanos, down, and then shoot! I wish I had more activations.
Yeah, if I had one more action, right? Like if this was Strange Supreme Thanos or
Scalpel,
just scalpel up and then just like blast out, like just start blasting.
So hilariously, I totally think that that slow that we tossed out early on was the big deal. Because you would have been able to get over here potentially onto the point.
So I could have gone on there to no. Well, the problem is I could have gone down to the point, but I wouldn't have been doing anything to it because you just walk Thanos over and then take it back anyway.
Well, no. I mean, in the world that we actually lived, where you moved up to here, if you were.
I get what you're saying.
If
I move, I only had one power to pick up a stone, right?
Yeah, I guess. Well, no, but my guy was already taken up, so like. Drop Thanos, you gain points, but it didn't matter because I was already heading points. It was just like, whoa, what?
Oh, you know what? The score was actually one better for you. Because you KO'd Valkyrie as well.
No, I dazed her.
Oh, it's only KO that you get the points?
Only KOs. Only KOs. So.
It was a very interesting game. Daredevil really performed under par. I know you have thoughts on Daredevil. I know you don't like Shadowlands. I disagree. I think Shadowlands is better than regular Daredevil. He's got more stamina. He's got more defense. He's got more, he's got stealth and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and the stealth actually was impressive in this game, and I forgot about that being the case. But
but you know what? When you roll 6 dice and fail to get a single success, there's not much you can really do about that one, right? That was the dice coming to play on that one. It was a game where the lack of triggers on my part slowed me down immensely. Because lacking the flurry trigger over here on the last one, lacking the momentum trigger on Spidey.
Which seems to be your song.
Only against you.
Yeah,
I take him against anyone else and he gets the momentum off every friggin' time. Yep. I take him against you and never get the momentum off. It was a couple missed triggers. You were able to really capitalize on that as a result. I don't know if I made the right call with what I did. Like, I don't know. Maybe I should have just let you have that.
And like my backup plan for that situation was, if you decided to reposition again and move away, I was like, okay, well I can just mothership Supergiant over into the main melee and. Darkstar's move someone 3 is incredibly fast for her, so...
Yeah, and you had the power to do it. Like this, there was a lot of power going around this game. Maul really made good use of all that power.
Hilariously, I don't think Thanos had enough power, and he always was power-starved. I wish I had done something to make sure I gave him like the Power Stone or something, because I was super greedy from power the entire game. And
Thanos with a stone would have been... I mean, you would have paid the price by having to take a 2 threat somewhere instead of a 3 threat.
Which I think I would have been happy. Unfortunately, Supergiant was not a high performer today, but...
I'm still not sure how I feel about Supergiant. I feel like she has some interesting tech, but you know what? I think going against defenders, though.
Yeah, she was especially not good here, and I wasn't thinking about that element. I was like, aha, he's going to have to spend a bunch of points or a bunch of power to get to through her defenses.
Which I did for the record.
Yeah.
Right? I did have to do that quite a few times. But Darkstar being there to just kind of power her up.
Yeah,
really.
I was always imagining that team up, and I'm like, ooh, like
it's a nice pairing actually.
Yeah.
I really for 6th threat, that's actually a really nice pairing.
Well, and I also liked her with Ebony Maw, and I'm like, ooh, look, the 3 of them together would be like the scary ball. But I'm like, wait a minute, Thanos cannot fight by himself.
If Ebony Maw and Darkstar were paired together, like that's just defensive tech that I'm not eating through, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot. Ebony Maw is rolling 8 dice at that point, unless I'm spending 2, and that which one he's still rolling like at least 4 or 6, like just crazy. No, it was definitely an interesting game. There were some highs, some lows, all that sort of great stuff. I really don't know what more to say about it. Like it's
so you had Follow Me, and you didn't get a chance to use it. What do you think? How do you feel about Follow Me in this situation? Was it not enough? What was going on?
So in this particular scenario, I think the problem is because Daredevil got dumpstered as quickly as he did, I was actually kind of hoping that you'd go into Daredevil, he'd be left with like 1 point of health left, and I'd be able to activate him and go into a Follow Me. Like that was the game plan. Like with everything you were putting into him, he was going to have 10 power. And then instead of blocking, the 2 damage on 6 dice he needed to block, he decided to block none of it and just go down like a chump. And as a result, because if I had got my Follow Me in that one, Maul would have gone down.
Yep.
Right? Because I would have like Daredevil, Maul, Follow Me into Amazing Spider-Man and go into Thanos or something like that, right?
Yep.
But I didn't get that opportunity because you took down my Follow Me battery.
Yeah.
Right? And just that was kind of the unfortunate part of it. I also expected Strange to have a lot more power in this game, which he just always felt starved.
He did. He definitely did.
Which is, I think what I should have done is I should have picked up the stone over here, or the fragment with Strange instead of the ninjas.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think that was one place where I dropped the ball a little bit there, because then Strange would have been getting that power every turn, sitting on the formula, getting that power, getting 3 power a turn. Would have made a big difference for Strange, because he would have had more power to heal, he would have had more power to wisdom, like he just would have had more power to do anything.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because of the decisions I made, I did not have that power, and I think as a result I did not take good advantage of Strange.
Sure.
I kind of handicapped myself in the process.
That's
right?
Fair. That's fair.
So yeah, it would have been nice to do a little bit more. If I had gotten that trigger off with Amazing Spider-Man, right? Yeah. Getting that momentum. Because then I would have been doing some collisions into Thanos as well.
That's fair.
Which would have been really helpful. Would have actually put me into range for whatever a spider can as well, which I had the power for at the time. Which would have been just fantastic as well. Just throwing in 8 dice attack into someone.
Yep.
But I couldn't get into range, so I was stuck just doing another spider strike at 5 dice, which is just woo, whoop-de-doo, Basil, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
So, I like what Valkyrie did over here, up until she failed her. Like, she almost took out 6th threat on her own.
And I definitely think that she can do that. She is that good of a character sometimes.
She is.
She definitely wants to have all that power, so.
Yeah, missing that extra flurry, it's unfortunate, but you can't rely on that either, right? Like, you gotta... Yeah. And she did admirably well. Like, Supergiant had, 2 health remaining?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so there we go. Like, she did very admirable.
I do think you were a flurry away from dumpstering or Supergiant, so.
Well, the funny thing is if I flurried into Supergiant, taking her out, Valkyrie would have still been standing with, she would have had her cube.
Yep.
And then with what Strange did over here, right, that would have forced you to drop, like, you would have only gotten 3 poinds.
Yeah.
Which would have kept the game going for one more turn.
It would have, yep.
I would have been at, I would have only gained 1 point because Strange had to move off the point there.
Now, I did have a sneaky for that. If you had dumpstered Supergiants, I was going to use Blood Despair. She spends 3 power. She gets to make an attack. If she gains any health from that attack, she doesn't count as dazed. So, was a out. It was not necessarily a great one because it was definitely a 5 dice attack. Hopefully this gets through, but yeah, it was kind of a cool, like, oh my god, Supergiant has a place in Black Order.
You didn't need to, but if I dumpster her, Blood Despair wouldn't have even come into play in this.
No, Blood Despair works when you dumpster her.
Can I say Blood Despair for a second? Because I thought it was when you do an attack.
It's days. I totally screwed that up.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking like that's not how. I was thinking that kind of sounds weird.
I should have done it on the previous thing for it. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, like there's a bunch that could have happened here, and the way the dice fell at near the end of the game there's a bunch of things that could have that could have possibly happened. Yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting game. I like playing around with the different lists. I think you do that too.
Yep.
And up until round 4, it was still a close game.
I think so too.
Yeah, cool. Well, I think we can both walk away happy from this one.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed the game as well. Leave your comments below. Obviously, you know what? Let's hear what you guys would have done differently in this situation. So assuming the same rosters or same squads, tell us what you would have done a little bit better, because you guys know I like to make poor life decisions, and that's all over the place here. But anyway, yeah, leave your comments below, and we will see you next time. Happy wargaming.